to the Ranger's Respite. I'm Philip, and this is Drinking Geeks. Review time. I'm still filming on my phone because I still don't have the new camera. But this appears to be working relatively well. Maybe. Let's see. Right, review time. Winner of last week's poll is Wasmund Single Malt Batch 142, which is made by the Copperfox Distillery in Virginia, Sperryville, Virginia, bottled at 48% alcohol, or 96 proof. This is batch number 142, which was aged for 25 months. They floor malt their own barley, which is pretty cool. Not a lot of distilleries in the States actually malt their own barley. I think Balcones does, and I think that Iron Root does, and Copperfox. It is then smoked with a unique blend of fruitwood and hardwood smoke, and then pot stilled in small batches, one barrel at a time, which means that they're probably have a 300-400 gallon still. And it's signed, well, supposedly it's printed on with Rick Wasmund's signature. And it's a very good looking whiskey. I think it's a nice color. The nose is very appley, with a little bit of smoke. Having trouble speaking today. It's a little bit astringent and harsh on the nose. And it's, I mean, obviously it's very young. It's a little over 2 years old. There's something that I can't quite place on the nose. Maybe a little bit of floral perfuminess with that, it's just sitting right under that layer of apple scent. I mean, it really does smell a little bit like Applejack. It's a little bit harsh on the palate. Kind of a narrow palate. Lots of high and mid end, not a lot of low end. Robust flavors. Definitely smoke and apple wood. The finish is quite pleasant. It really does in some ways taste kind of like Applejack, which is kind of fun. It's kind of sharp. I think that this is one that might benefit from a rock. I'm gonna just drop a little bit of ice in here, and I think that would soften it some and make it less of a punch in the mouth alcohol-wise. But I also am glad that they didn't water it down to 80 proof, because I don't think it would stand up as well at 80 proof. I don't think Copperfox actually produces anything at 80 proof, which is kind of cool. And the fact that it's 96 proof makes me think that this is sort of the range where they think it has the best flavor. It's alright. I I find it to be a little bit harsh, a little bit like spiky and sort of feels like it's biting back a little bit. But it's pretty good. I really do love the way it smells. I'd say this is a good mid-range B whiskey. Sort of maybe like mid to high 80s, actually, in terms of score. I like it. It's different. I haven't actually seen any Wasmunds in stores recently. Granted, it's been 4 or 5 months since I was in a ABC store. Last time I think was in January. Probably won't be in an ABC store again terribly soon. That's that. While I have your attention, I have built the bar. It is not, at the time of filming, ready for use. It needs to be painted. But that will replace the table that I had been using, which will make my life a little bit easier. And that will make my set a little bit better, easier to use. Trying to think of, I had a list that was on a different sheet of paper, not this one. Okay, so bar is built, waiting to be painted. It's not great looking, but nothing I make is very good looking, so for the course, have a new tripod. I'm using it now. It works really well. Don't have a new camera yet. I put up a sort of interim show for Mondays until Holden can get his show off the ground. So check that out. This week's episode is about bourbon. And then I think it's now down to Patreon stuff. So, like what I'm doing, if you enjoy whiskey reviews and occasional weekly cocktail videos, then feel free to join our Patreon for $1 a month. For that $1 a month, you get to choose what I review. Sort of, I give you options and you vote for them in a poll. You get everything that I produce at least a day ahead of time. You get access to the Discord channel where Holden, myself, and the Whiskey Club hang out, and you can talk to us about whiskey and other nerdy things. On Fridays, I do cocktail videos, and usually Patreons get them on Wednesday. So, alright, and if you're a Patreon, you get behind-the-scenes videos, which is fun and exciting, and never, ever is just me being frustrated and depressed about how nothing is working. This week, or next week, you guys will tell me whether you want me to review Red Borders Premium Single Barrel South Carolina Whiskey, which is a gift from my friend Sierra, Powers Gold Label, an Irish pot still whiskey, Fighting Cock 103, which is a bourbon, or Writer's Tear, which is another Irish whiskey. And remember, in order to vote, you have to join the Patreon. It's $1 a month. It's not $1 per video. It is $1 a month. And I think it's worth it, because you get everything early. You get to have a voice in whatever you produce. And it supports me and makes it possible for me to continue to make these videos. So, until next time, stay happy, stay geeks, sláinte.